Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope that you all are well and you're having a nice time. So I'm back with another video, and in this one, I'll be running you through the wildcard draft for match day 3 of the UCL Fantasy. I am intending to play my wildcard chip, and that was pretty much my idea before the season started that I talked in the first video that we recorded for the UCL Fantasy. Now, the idea is to play the wildcard chip, and obviously we are going to build a wildcard draft. And this one, it will be an initial draft, and obviously the final one will be out with the team selection video. So I'll let you know what my initial picks are and what are the players that I'm currently looking at. I'm usually 80 to 85% sold on this wildcard draft. So yeah. We will be looking at the points that I did score. And meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to the channel already, please do that and help me reach 1500 subs sooner. That is the plan for now. And obviously, as you will subscribe, and you guys can help me reach a broader audience, and that would be helpful for the channel to grow. Now, coming back to the UCL Fantasy, I did not use my limitless that was the norm, and a lot of people were using. So previous 2 seasons I've seen that I did not benefited a lot from using the limitless in match day 2, and that was pretty much the case with everyone who used the limitless. The players that they brought in did not fire on the limitless, and the people with the original teams, I mean their original teams would have outscored the limitless chip. So that is something that I noted in the previous 2 seasons, and I went on without using the limitless. Now, if you look at my team, I did not use any chip, and this was my plain team from match day 1. Harry Kane was disappointing that I brought in, replacing Robert Lewandowski. Julian Alvarez got 16 points, and Erling Haaland got only 2 points. So Kane and Haaland were the two disappointing players in the forward that I had. Then obviously, if you look at the midfield, Xavi Simons was another disappointer once again. Then obviously Joshua Kimmich got the 3 bonus points. I don't know how he got that, but yeah, that I'd just be happy for what he got. Yeah, I'll be happy for those points. So if you look at what he did the whole game, just 2 points for the 90 minutes he played, and then obviously the 3 balls he recovered, and player of the match, that was a total of 6 points. And obviously Thuram got 8. He did score the goal. And that was a huge sigh of relief, because a lot of players that used the limitless chip took out Thuram from their team. Bellingham was again with the bonus points, and obviously at the start of the player he did record 14 points. People who obviously had any other player, they would have gone for the captaincy option after Harry Kane blanking. So I had the idea of going for Bellingham, but instead I went with Julian Alvarez at the end and got 16 points. Now Di Lorenzo got 3, Rome got 1, João Cancelo got 8 points, and Marc-Andre ter Stegen got 7 points. So this was pretty much my team. Sane was a disappointing one on the bench. Musiala, I mean, he did score a goal too, and that was obviously a good thing from Bayern's perspective. And then obviously Bonucci got just 1. He was one of the differential transfer that I brought in, thinking that he might end up keeping the clean sheet. And then Fran Garcia got only 0. So this was pretty much my team. Now, if you look at another perspective of this, if I only use the 2 free transfers this week, what I could do is get rid of Erling Haaland, get off Felix in the team, and then obviously the other transfer would go on Bonucci. But then obviously I would have Samuel to get rid of, Fran Garcia to get rid of, and obviously Xavi Simons has been disappointing. So there are a lot of players that I would have to get rid of. Now, if you look at the make transfers, now let's build the wildcard draft that I was talking about. I'm not going to activate the chip as of now. I will do later this week. So obviously everything will be communicated to you on the Twitter handle. Now let me know what are your plans, and how are you planning to use your chips, if you got 2 chips, and whatever your current situation is, let me know in the comments below. Obviously we can discuss that. A healthy and a friendly discussion would be nice. Now, if I hit the wildcard chip button, the first thing I'm going to do is take out Erling Haaland, who has been disappointing in my Fantasy Premier League team as well as the UCL Fantasy team. Then obviously Simons has to go. I'd keep Bellingham, Sane, Thuram, and Kimmich. Alvarez and Harry Kane will stay in the team. Alvarez is in brilliant form, and I don't see any point fitting to be the grounds of taking Alvarez out of my side. And then obviously Bonucci goes out, Fran Garcia goes out, I'd be 50-50 on Rome, but as of now, I'm going to take him out. And according to things, Samuel obviously has to go out because he's a cheap keeper, and obviously he has not started any of the games before that. You see, he was just a bench fodder. Now, bringing the players in that I think would be fittingly best for my side, and that would be first one would be none other than let me just put the filter here of the selected by, and that would be none other than Felix from Barcelona, who is the most creative player in this side as of now. I've seen him, doing bits, and he is looking brilliant. I mean, he lacks some of that finishing touches sometimes when he does those dribbles and stuff, but I think he will be among the points, and that is what I am guessing in these two fixtures versus a defensively weaker Shakhtar. And definitely Barcelona is playing us at home. We saw him play a brilliant game versus Antwerp in the first one, so I think he will be able to continue that. He's a cheap forward, obviously, at just 8.1 million. I think we're getting a bargain. Alvarez will stay in, Harry Kane would stay in. So very odds with the strikers as of now, but I'd be sticking with the ones that I think are in good form and fittingly would be able to provide me attacking returns. And obviously there are a lot of other options. You can look at Kylian Mbappe, he's in brilliant form. You can look at Robert Lewandowski, although as of now he's injured, but he is expected to be back pretty soon. Osimhen can be a good option. Then obviously Vinicius Jr. and all these Rafael Leo, even Rodrigo and Kubo could be differential. So all of that could come into your side without any second thought. Now we can take out Kimmich from the side too. Just saw him, and if you go to the midfielders with the selected filter on, what I would love to do is get Foden into my side, and let's see, here is Phil Foden, and according to the logos of players returning, I think that Mendes from Bryce Mendes from Real Sociedad is in a brilliant form. So I think he could be a good one. I mean, if you look at the points, I mean, these are some brilliant points he has got. He does not make a lot of recoveries, but he has been scoring goals. And I think, that could be a good one. 1 assist, 1 goal scored. And I did talk about him in the previous video for Match Day 2, and I highlighted him. But at the end of the day, I had to replace, Lewandowski instead of a midfielder because of that FOMO on obviously Harry Kane. Because if he was to fire, I would have been going down. Now Phil Foden and Bryce Mendes are going to take place in the midfield. The rest of it is going to remain same with Thuram, a good forward in the midfield who can score goals. He has been scoring goals in the Liga too. Not Liga Serie, sorry, my bad. And then obviously Leroy Sané has been brilliant in the Bundesliga, has been brilliant so far. He blanked in the previous game, but I continue to trust onto him because he has what the modern day wingers are needed for. Then Bellingham, obviously the man of the hour for Real Madrid, the man, the myth, the legend, because he has been their main guy. I mean, he was in to replace, to be the heritage of their midfield, but he has somehow ended up, bringing up the legacy that Ronaldo had. Obviously, that is a big shot to take, but yeah, he's scoring and performing similarly to the guy from the AS back, Cristiano Ronaldo, who was their clutch player. Now, if you look at the defense in my side, I've got Giovanni Di Lorenzo or João Cancelo to stay in, and Ter Stegen is going to stay into my side. Now, obviously, I have budget, so I wouldn't be looking at a lot of bench fillers, but I think that one would come in, and that would be Nathan Ake at just a very cheap price. I think he's going to feature, and he does those recovery points too. I mean, the previous game, it was a howler for Man City, but as of now, I think obviously he just played 18 minutes in the previous game, and they did end up conceding a goal. So a lot of players obviously who invested in Man City's defense ended up conceding the goals, but he just played 18 minutes. I think he's going to feature in this game, but what I could do instead is just go for Diaz too. And that would obviously be not a bad pick for me because I do have the budget to play around with obviously investing into cheap forward. Now I've got 14.8 million. The rest I could do with this is get Dumfries into my side, And then obviously I would have one more option to go for. Now there are a lot of defenders I could go for. Let's see what options I have. I can go for Davis. I'm not very sold on getting into Bayern defenders because they are conceding goals in games. So I'm not very satisfied with Bayern's defense. So investing 6 million onto Davis would be something I would give another thought. But what are options I have? I've got Rudiger to go for. I've got Trippier from Newcastle. Can do that versus Dortmund because obviously Trippier has been providing some attacking returns. I can go for obviously the likes of Tomori. Lucas Hernandez is there. Marquinhos is there. I'm not very satisfied with PSG's defense either. So what I could do, I'll just play it simple, not going to think a lot, and just go for the likes of Kieran Trippier in my defense. Now, obviously, in that case, Ruben Dias has to go out of the side, and what I would do is just go for Nathan Ake, and that would give me 4.3. Now, we're a little, stuck with the budget here with Trippier coming into the side. I just, clicked Trippier just as of now because I saw him. What other thing we could do is, if I do not go for Dumfries here and just go for the likes of DiMarco or a bench order, a simple one, somewhere around 4.5. We can keep Derom because of the two fixtures they have versus a defensively weaker side. So we can do that. We can, keep Rome into the side, and that way we would be able to afford obviously Kieran Trippier and Nathan Ake. I've got Di Lorenzo and I've got Joao Cancelo. So I think, this would be all right. And then what I could do alternatively is go for a good goalkeeper, or just go for who. He is among the most selected one, Sommer. So that in that way, I would be able to cover the defense from Inter. Any of those clean sheet points would be very, very, juicy and helpful for the team. And obviously, I wouldn't have to invest on Dumfries or any other one. Then I would obviously have the diversity that I needed. I've got Trippier, I've got Cancelo, I've got Rome in defense, then Di Lorenzo. Giovanni Di Lorenzo and Nathan Ake. Alternatively, you can look at someone from Real Madrid, but obviously with Jude Bellingham already in the side, I'm not looking at a lot of Madrid midfielders or defenders as of now. But this is what the wildcard is looking like. Initially, what I had was Dumfries instead of Trippier, but just looking at Trippier's point, I think it's pretty tempting to go for him. I mean, why not? If you look at this, a clean sheet in the first game, which was very, very, brilliant and unexpected after the way they played previously in the Premier League. And then obviously 1 assist and 4 balls recovered. So even though they end up conceding a goal. So I think Kieran Trippier could be a good one versus the likes of Dortmund. They've got 2 back-to-back fixtures. Dortmund is obviously an attacking side, but Newcastle has been brilliant so far with their defensive abilities, and Trippier has to come in for those attacking returns. That is what Trippier is known for. So this is somewhat 80 to 85% what my wildcard draft would look like, what my wildcard final draft would look like. I'd be back with another video telling you what the final picks are for the team selection video. Let me know if you're using the wildcard. I know a lot of you who've use the limitless are going to be looking at using the wildcard. Let me know if you agree with this wildcard draft. What are the picks that you would look at, and what are your differential diamonds for this week? So my idea has been pretty simple and similar to since the first match day. Keep the same team for like 7 or 8 players and go for a couple or probably 3 differentials, and that would do the season for me, because in the Bundesliga, I repeat that again, not Bundesliga, in the Champions League Fantasy, I have to repeat that again, that usually the teams are same, so a couple or probably 3 differentials are your season decider. So if you pick those differentials correctly, that is going to decide your rank. And once you've got the lead, there is no way your the players behind you are going to catch you in this Bundesliga fantasy, because the points are enormous and they are in good quantity when your differentials do start firing. So I think this is it as of now. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and let me know what are your plans and what are the players that you're looking at.